Good morning and welcome to the Daybreak podcast. We are your hosts. I am Luke.
I'm Kevin.
And this is week 2. This week we are covering a whole array of topics, such as the DCEU and, more prominently, the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. Our other topics include
we're doing a serial tier list with our good friend David. He's going to join the call after we talk about the Snyder cut because he has not seen it and we don't want to spoil anything for him. And then after that, We're going to talk about artists having concerts again. And if you haven't seen the Snyder cut, either on the screen or in the description right now, there's going to be a time to go to, and that will be the time that we finish talking about the Snyder cut, and we are on the other topics because we don't want to spoil anything.
All of the podcast from after that topic on is going to be spoiler free. So,
all right.
So this week in review,
let's do it.
We finally got the Justice League, Zack Snyder's cut, the 4-hour-long version. And we're going to talk more in depth about that in a second, but I am super happy with it. Let's see. We also got the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which you haven't seen yet.
I have not seen yet. I need to watch it. But hey, low key, what did you do this week? Like, did you do anything fun this week?
Not really. This week has been more of a low-key week for me. I've just been hanging out with people, getting some schoolwork done.
That's a vibe.
Catch up on some sleep. It's been a pretty boring week. We are hearing more about vaccines and shit, which is always good.
That is always good.
The more people that get vaccinated, the more people that get vaccinated, the faster we can get back to normal.
Yeah, true.
So that's always good. It's been a pretty quiet week aside from Justice League.
Yeah. So, all right, my week, low key, I realized this yesterday. So this week was tournament week for me. I had a spike ball tournament yesterday. And also, me and Luke and David, we were going to record this on Friday. And then I messed up because I forgot I had like a lot of stuff to do on Friday. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I forgot about that. And then we were like, we can do Saturday night. And then David's little brother had a little accident. So we couldn't record it yesterday. So we're recording it Sunday, the day before it comes out, which is kind of funny.
Yep.
But
have fun editing this.
I know, right? But so, oh my gosh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this week for me has been like boring but not boring because I have also it's been tournament week for me. So I was pushing off schoolwork until days that it was due because I was like, I want to have as much time to train for this tournament as possible. And this is what grinds my gears. I almost said this before the podcast and I caught myself and I was like, I'm going to say it for the podcast. So in Spikeball, okay, I am fine with down here in Florida, we got some tough grass. Bro, sometimes this grass is like glass, bro. It is it just tears you apart. And I am fine with diving on the ground, getting a few cuts. I'm fine with that. As long as in the tournament I get 5th place or higher. Right? At least if I'm top 5, I am fine with getting cut up. I don't care. On Saturday at the tournament, I got so cut up. My body got destroyed on Saturday. And I placed 6th.
Oh no.
And literally
it's just not worth it.
Dude, So we lose the last point of our game, and I realized we got sixth, and I was like, oh my gosh. And all of a sudden my body just started hurting. And I was like, oh, this is just gonna be tough. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, that grass down in Florida is like it's thick.
dude, it's thick
Like
and
it's
it's
like
like
crabgrass.
I know, it's so like, and it's just so stiff because like it's so hot. So the grass just dries out. But
Yeah.
anyways, let's try to get David in here fast. So let's talk about the Snyder Cut.
Yes.
I
All right.
Wait, can I go first because you're way more versed in comics, so I want to give like
Yes.
okay. So, I'm not so versed in comic books. Luke is definitely more of the comic book guy. He definitely follows DC and Marvel a lot closer than I do. But there are things that I noticed in the movie, not necessarily just as a filmmaker, but also as like someone who's starting to get into DC stuff, right? I noticed one, it was so much more cinematic, but the aspect ratio kind of ruined it. Not gonna lie.
No. I really liked the aspect ratio because I'm pretty sure that the way that they filmed it is that in the theatrical cut, it's instead of the 4:3 ratio being like Zack Snyder taking away footage from the sides, it was Joss Whedon taking away footage from the top and the bottom because they shoot it in Cinemax,
Yeah.
like in IMAX,
Yeah.
which isn't 4:3. So you're actually seeing more of the movie.
Okay, fair
But-
enough. So fair enough. But it was one of those things where I was like, I would rather have it taking up the whole screen. You know what I'm saying? But I get where you're coming at with
Mhm.
that. Anyways,
Yeah.
2. I thought the first hour, I was kind of like, all right. Like, I was kind of a little bit bored because a lot of the first hour was kind of the same, except for probably the first like 15 minutes. But a lot of the first hour was about the same. But when it came in to getting the Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg, I think it gave all, except for the Flash. They did a good job in the first movie of the Flash. So really, Cyborg and Aquaman, it gave them way more reason to help Bruce Wayne. Cause like
Mhm.
at first there was like very, like obviously he stole the box from Atlantis, and so Aquaman was like, oh, like I gotta help now. But
Mhm.
like in the Snyder cut there was scenes that I don't know, it just kind of made more sense for both of those parties to help.
Oh yeah, no. In the Snyder cut is by and large the better version of the movie. Like I don't see any backlash coming for that. It's it goes way more into depth with each individual character, and characters like Cyborg and the Flash, who in the original cut of the movie were, or in the Joss Whedon cut of the movie, shall I say, they were not taken as seriously and were very one-dimensional and really felt like their place was forced in this movie. While the Snyder cut actually came in and gave them a bit of characterization and a bit of context and a bit of character development throughout the movie. So that way you felt like yes, it was a 4-hour long movie, and yes, it felt like 4 hours long, but I still felt like I got 4 hours worth of movie out.
I felt entertained for, I'm gonna say, 85% of the movie, which for a 4-hour movie is really good.
Yeah.
That was my whole thing. I was like literally like, for like, cause like even in Marvel movies, like I'm not entertained the whole Marvel movie, right?
Yeah.
Or really in any movie ever. I don't think I've ever watched a movie where through and through, I have been on the edge of my seat or just like super entertained by it the entire time. But
Yeah.
I was entertained for like 85% of that movie. I was like, oh my gosh. And the only reason it's 85 is because like really the first hour was stuff that was in the first one. Like the not Snyder cut. I was like, except for like the first 15 minutes. I was like I was weirded out by that, but other than that, it was fine.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy to think what, you know, editing a movie to have a different tone can do for the overall quality of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Like, one of the reasons why I think Joss Whedon's cut failed was because it had a way too light of a tone, and it felt like there was no consequences. It felt like there were no there wasn't a reason for why they were doing this. This was just a thing that happened out of nowhere, while the Snyder cut, it gives more substance to it. Like, this isn't just a threat that came out of the blue, out of, you know, the void of space. This is, you know, one of Darkseid's like disgraced minions who's trying to get back into good favor with Darkseid. Like, there's context to stuff.
It definitely gave. Oh, dude, what was the bad guy's name again?
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf. Thank you. It definitely gave Steppenwolf more of a reason to be doing what he was doing.
Yeah, and it makes a whole lot more sense that the city in the final battle, like where they built the stronghold for Darkseid, it makes a lot more sense that that's in an abandoned and irradiated city, because in the Whedon cut, they made that city populated, and it makes no sense because, like, it looks like an old, like, nuclear disaster town.
Yeah.
But Joss Whedon added in all of these scenes with, like, people in the city long after Steppenwolf has been there. It's just a mess, and Zack Snyder's cut is a lot more cleaned up. Yeah. And not to say it's a perfect movie, like it has its flaws. It runs on a bit too long. I think some scenes drag out.
Yeah.
It spends pretty much the entire epilogue setting up different movies, which, I mean, that's fine, but these are all setups we've seen. Aside from the Martian Manhunter one, but it sort of felt like it didn't have a place in this movie.
Yeah. Something else I was talking to my friend Drake about. Shout out Drake. He might be listening to this. He took home first on Saturday, actually, for the division I was playing in. So, big shout out Drake.
Hey.
But my favorite DC superhero is the Flash. All right. In the first cut, okay? In the first cut, they perceived Flash as such a bitch. Such
oh my God,
bitch.
He was insufferable in the Whedon cut. But, like, after actually good characterization and a really good look into how the Flash's powers actually work, the Flash feels so much better of a character. It feels like he's much bigger of a character. Like, dude, he carries a lot of power and a lot of weight in the story. And
so,
like,
hold on.
I especially
keep going. Sorry. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
But I could just geek out about, like, everything about his character, like the way that his powers work. Like, I like how the Speed Force isn't like him just going really fast. It's a pocket of time where everything around you is slowed, but you can just move around freely. So it's not necessarily a dude who's like running perfectly and efficiently and whatever. It's just this dude bumbling around at light speed.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like
And
when he was saving Iris West, he wasn't like.
so that was
running through
Iris. So that was Iris.
Yes.
Okay, I figured.
That was Iris.
I
I'm pretty
figured. I
sure.
figured as much. I figured as much.
Yeah, but like you don't see him like. He doesn't look professional. Like he's not like running through the glass and like bouncing off of cars trying to save her. Like no, he's like sort of touching the glass to break it, and he's like sort of stumbling around like this car that's flying over him, and he just sort of gently like places her down, and then zips away. Like I like that.
Yeah.
I like that take on the Flash's powers.
I
at least
also.
visually.
I liked the take on not just the Flash, but Barry Allen. Cause in the first movie, he was so painfully awkward, and he was a character that was hard to watch and hard to root for.
Yeah.
But in this
Because
one, it
Joss
showed way
Whedon-
more humor.
Yeah, and Joss Whedon tried to make the Flash a Spider-Man parallel character, which he should never be.
Mm-mm.
Like, the Flash can be portrayed as young, but Peter Parker and Barry Allen are very different as characters, and they should never fill the same role within a team.
Yeah.
That's just my
No, I feel
just
that.
my 2 cents.
I feel that. All right.
But
Is there any other big things you want to touch on about the Snyder Cut?
Not really. I just think it was I think it is going to go down. The Justice League is going to go down in history as one of the best and one of the worst superhero movies at the same time, and I think that is just hilarious.
I do think that is.
I'm really glad to see, I'm glad to see Zack Snyder get his cut of the movie on HBO. Like that's a big win for directors in general.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I saw this TikTok, and it was this comedian. He was doing stand up, and he was just like, it was one of those like crowd shows where he pretty much just like picks on the crowd the whole time. And he like Zack Snyder was like sitting front row, and he didn't know who Zack Snyder was, so he just like starts roasting Zack Snyder. like I think it was like 2-3 minutes into roasting him. He asked him like what he did, and he was like, "Oh, like I direct movies." He was like, "I'm like like my name's Zack Snyder," and the guy was like, "Oh shit."
Oh,
it was so funny.
that's actually really funny.
Oh my gosh, I was crying laughing when I saw it. I was just I was laughing so hard, and Trevor like came into my room. Trevor's my roommate. He came into my room, and he was like, "Yo, are you okay?" Because he like thought I was like crying hysterically, and I was like, "No, dude, you just have to watch this. This is hilarious." But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All in all, I think the Snyder Cut, I'd say it's a solid 7, 8 out of 10. For a superhero movie, 7 or 8 out of 10. 7 or 8 out of 10.
I think as a superhero movie, Snyder Cut, I'd give like a 6.5.
Really?
The original, I would give like probably like a 4.5. It was just like in the first one I just didn't see what I wanted to see. And in Zack Snyder, I saw what I wanted to see, but there's some things that I thought felt I don't have specific examples right now, but there were some things that I felt were like repetitive. But
yeah,
little glimpses, but that was bad. So like
I did feel like it did drag on a little bit.
Yeah.
Some scenes were just a minute or two too long.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. So
Yeah.
now we're gonna bring in David. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what time it is. All right. We've been rolling for 20 minutes, talking about the Snyder Cut. We're gonna bring in David, and we are going to do this tier list, and it is super exciting. All right. Silence. All right. So we're back. We have David in the call now. David, introduce yourself. Tell us your dreams, your aspirations, and your biggest fears. Just kidding. But
Yes.
give us an introduction of you.
My fears are all cereal. So hi, I'm David. I'm a big cereal lover. That's my thing, and I am a college student with these two bozos. So
Whoa.
correct them a bit.
He called me a bozo,
He
Dad.
goes-
I can't do this.
Yes.
Okay.
This fool goes to the same college that I do.
It's like we lived together for like a time, and we're gonna continue to live together for a longer time.
Yep.
Isn't that so
Just
wild?
got
Okay.
Apartment.
So
That's right.
let's get into this cereal tier list. Honestly, we have a stacked tier list. This
Not doing cups.
Mm-hmm.
this is gonna cause some debates here.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Okay. So we are ranking S through E. So that's S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and E tier. And for our contenders, for those being tiered, we have Honey Nut Cheerios, Frosted Mini Wheats, Fruity Pebbles, Fruit Loops, Cocoa Pebbles, Crunch Berries, Cookie Crisps, Apple Jacks, Honeycombs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Corn Flakes, Reese's Puffs, Raisin Bran, and Lucky Charms. All right.
Is regular Captain Crunch on the list?
I'm just like the peanut butter Captain Crunch things.
What?
Like regular Captain Crunch?
Is regular just regular square? You know, the Captain Crunch, not the berries. Is that on the tier list?
But I'm just gonna put that in with Crunch Berries. Cause
Okay, because
That'll be
they're
okay.
on equal footing. They're on equal footing. That's just how it is.
All
Yeah.
right.
it's the same cereal essentially.
Give us
But-
the first cereal, Luke. Let's hear it.
All right. The first cereal that we are going to assess is Honey Nut Cheerios.
Okay. I want to go first on this one. I think
All right.
Honey Nut Cheerios is an S tier cereal, and here is why. You can eat an entire box of Honey Nut Cheerios, okay, and be feeling so good. The taste always stays, all right? It
Mhm.
doesn't cut up your mouth, okay? It is just Honey Nut Cheerios is the perfect cereal.
Oh,
This is
you
when
are.
leave.
Oh,
You're wrong.
You're
B tier
so
is the
wrong.
highest I'm willing to go.
What?
B tier is the highest I'm willing to go.
C
It is B
tier is the
It
highest
a
that I'm
mid-tier
willing to get.
cereal. It is a
See?
mid-tier cereal.
Honey Nut Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios is the most cardboard cereal that exists.
What?
No,
No,
yeah,
okay,
Cheerios-
okay,
Cheerios
whoa,
are
wait,
meant to be a
no, no,
healthy
no, no,
cereal.
no. Regular Cheerios, I'll give to you. Cardboard, awful. But Honey Nut Cheerios, are you kidding me?
No.
No.
No,
No,
I spent
regular Cheerios.
I spent 5 years of my life strictly eating Honey Nut Cheerios for breakfast before
You didn't
school
stop
every
for
day.
5 years. Just continue it. No, but
It
Cheerios were meant to be healthy. They were meant to be like a substitute for the sugary cereals. And then Honey Nut Cheerios is the same thing, but with fake flavor. It's not healthier. It's just the worst of both worlds. It's
they're
beef.
just soggy wet SpaghettiOs.
What?
I couldn't think of the pasta.
Bro, that's insane. Okay. Let's settle for
So-
B. Let's settle for B tier.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
well,
right. We're not.
All right. B tier.
B tier. We can
Alright.
settle for
Next
B
up-
tier.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, it's Frosted Mini Wheats.
C or D, not above C.
Not above C.
Yeah.
Not above
I-
C.
Not above.
I'd say it's a C.
If
It's
you
a
get
C.
one,
I
the
say
only
higher
time-
than D.
the only time Frosted Mini Wheats are like good is when they have a bunch of the icing on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When they have like a shit ton of icing on them, that's peak Frosted Mini Wheat.
But those
and I
aren't
think
baseline frosted mini wheat.
yes.
Like you're never gonna get a full box of them.
Yeah.
Maybe get like.
Yeah.
a
That's
few.
why I'm saying like Frosted Mini Wheats where they don't have enough frosting on them is D tier, but with too much frosting, like just a bunch of frosting, it's B tier. So that's why like in general I think it's a C.
No, I feel
I
you.
can agree with you on that.
I feel you with the
I
C
can
tier.
agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
All right, C tier. All right. Next up is Fruity Pebbles.
C tier.
I was about to say highest is B, and
That's
dude,
reaching. I'd say that's reaching.
Fruity Pebbles.
I'd say
Pebbles got some overhype. I don't know.
They do.
Fruity Pebbles are definitely overhyped, but I've realized something. I just had a box of Fruity Pebbles, and when I was eating them in like a bowl with milk, they like got really soggy and it got like really gross towards the end of the bowl, right?
Yeah, it's fruit in milk. It's just.
But dry Fruity Pebbles hit. They hit.
But though that's not
so
cereal. Cereal is meant to be consumed with milk. Like that's its whole.
Like
shebang.
cereal
That's
is a
its thing.
soup. Like
Yeah, like
Yes, I mean
I
that's
wouldn't go
true.
that far, but the thing is, you can't judge cereal based on how they taste without milk because they are designed to be eaten with milk.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So but yeah, judging on Fruity Pebbles in milk, I'd have to say like C tier.
I can get behind that.
okay, I can rock with a C tier on Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Fruit Loops.
D tier.
Dude, D or E. Fruit Loops are awful.
They're garbage. They are off-brand Apple Jacks.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Dude,
I-
Apple Jacks aren't even that good.
Apple Jacks are better than Fruit Loops.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Fruit
I'd
Loops
say it's a solid D tier.
D tier. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Cocoa Pebbles.
B tier.
I'd say A. Cocoa Pebbles slaps.
I could okay.
You say S tier, Kevin?
No, I can rock with the B. But like my problem is towards the end they get so just like soggy and just wet and like it's like
That's why
I
Cocoa
it's
understand
literally like
No,
you're eating
I-
wet paper but like chocolate flavored. Towards the end
I
of the bowl.
understand that. I understand that because you see, Cocoa Pebbles have the same problem as Fruity Pebbles, but here's the thing: Cocoa Pebbles leaves you with a bowl full of chocolate milk. So,
True.
Apple leaves you with
Or,
fruit.
no. Fruity Pebbles leaves you with a bowl full of disappointment.
Facts.
I think a bowl of Fruity Pebbles is a bowl full of disappointment, but that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess okay. So Cocoa Pebbles, B tier.
If Cocoa Puffs was on here, then that'd be way easier.
Yeah.
Because they don't.
Cocoa
they don't get
Pebbles
soggy and-
Cocoa Pebbles can have a B tier, yeah. Cocoa Pebbles can have a B tier.
All right. All
We're
right.
getting really picky with our cereals today.
All right. Captain Crunch Berries and
Yeah,
Captain
tier.
Crunch.
S tier.
S tier.
S
What
tier.
like A?
S tier.
A or B?
It is
A
the
or
best
B,
cereal,
bro?
Objectively.
Are you serious?
It is amazing.
Dude, it cuts
No.
up the inside of your mouth
Captain Crunch
so bad.
Berries. Yeah, it cuts up the inside of your mouth so good.
No, what?
It's not ideal. The thing is, we're not judging
It's
on
not
the
ideal.
physical. Like, we're judging on the taste and how good it is. Like, cutting up your mouth isn't necessarily a thing of taste. It's just a consequence of something that tastes.
Yeah,
so
we don't take into account the health of you afterwards.
Okay.
Good. Your
Okay.
physical being is not
I
the
can give them-
question
I can give them an A. I can give them an A. I don't know if I
I
can give them an S.
here. We're not settling for anything lower than S.
You're settling
we'll
for
give it a
A.
double S or
You-
triple S.
We'll
A. Has to be an A. No shot.
we'll put it at an A for now.
No,
We can revisit it. We can revisit it.
We can revisit it. All right. Next up, Cookie Crisps.
Bottom. Bottom. Bottom.
Bottom?
Bottom.
I don't know. I fuck with Cookie Crisps.
Dude, I wasn't trying.
They're
Here's my
the
thing.
one
Here's my thing.
cereal where the-
I'm not trying to eat. I've had Cookie Crisps, okay? And if you're eating
Mhm.
Cookie Crisps at night or late afternoon, okay. But I'm not trying to eat cookies in the morning, bro. I'm just not.
The taste, the overall enjoyment varies from box to box. Like, you can get 2 boxes of Cookie Crisps. One can be immaculate and one can be straight garbage.
That's true.
Like,
And
it's
mine,
true. They
dude,
did.
honestly, the one time I had it, they came out stale. I was like, what is this?
It's such a
Yeah.
gamble. It's they have very, like, other cereal doesn't necessarily taste bad stale. Cookie Crisp is awful if it is stale. Like, it is
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
All right. So where would we put this?
Bottom.
I'd say
Hell.
C.
Hell.
C?
C?
C. Because it can
Healthy.
vary. I'll go D.
D. Yeah,
D.
I
D.
won't
Please,
necessarily
D.
go E.
Like,
Yeah.
really, it should be in hell, but okay,
Cookie
I'll
Crisp.
vibe with the D, I guess.
Well, we don't have a hell tier. We just have an E tier.
It's like
We
the
can
same
make a
thing.
hell tier.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Next time.
Next up, Apple Jacks.
What did we put Fruit Loops at?
D.
C.
C. C.
Yeah. It's a
I will say,
They're not good, but
that-
it is definitely better than Fruit Loops.
the Apple Jacks commercials slapped.
that's
The commercials
true.
are
That's
S
true.
tier. The commercials are S
Okay.
tier.
Okay, if we have to do another podcast ranking the cereal commercials
Yes. Yes.
because there is a clear best cereal commercial, and no one can prove me
Cornflakes.
wrong.
Cornflakes.
No, Reese's
It's
Puffs.
Reese's
Reese's
Puffs production value in their commercials was insane.
Bro,
No, what's
Yeah.
wild?
they
I
went
see
crazy.
a Reese's
They
Puffs
made
commercial
Reese's
and I go out and I buy Reese's Puffs. Like, I'm serious. Like,
Oh yeah.
No, but what's whack is that the Reese's company, they're like, we pronounce it Reese's. But then every single commercial, they say Reese's. Every single one. Like the peanut butter cups, the cereal. It's like there's such like a divide between how you're supposed to pronounce it.
Yeah.
all right.
It's
All
called
right.
Reese's because it rhymes with PC.
It does rhyme with PCs.
That's right. You're correct, David.
All right. Next up, we have Honeycombs.
I've never had a
I'd
honey.
say this is an easy
Never had a
A tier.
honeycomb. Never.
I've
had a
never had
honeycomb.
honeycombs.
What?
No.
Yeah,
I've
never
looked at them.
Never had honeycombs.
Dude, I've looked at them in the store, puked inside my mouth, and kept going. I've never even wanted to try it.
What?
I've never even wanted to
Dude,
try it.
honeycombs are
Kevin,
so
that's high
good.
five.
That's no, they're as the only person who has ever had honeycombs, I am putting them in the fuck you, they're good tier. So, we're just gonna write that in.
Kevin, we have the majority here, even though we've never tried it. I'd say put it in B tier. We haven't had it, so I don't think it can be above a B tier. But you have had it, and you agree that it cannot be below a B tier. So I'd say put it at a B tier, not an A tier.
Nope, I've just made an entirely new tier.
Okay, so if we run
Just
across
for honey.
from now on, if we run across a cereal that one of us has had that thinks is good and the others haven't, it goes into that.
It goes in the fuck you, they're good tier.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Next up on the list, we have Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
S.
Tier.
S.
Absolutely S tier.
Their commercials are bops too.
Dude, their commercials are so good.
They are classic.
I will say
It's such like a
they support cannibalism though.
Okay, but if you woke up and you and your friends were all delicious cinnamony squares, would you not just eat everyone too?
Yes,
You're
Luke.
starting to sound
Luke,
like Army Hammer, Luke.
Luke and David, if we woke up and we were cinnamony squares, I would eat both of you. That's not saying I'm a cannibal.
I'd expect it.
But if it wouldn't cause you guys
Bless
pain, I would eat you.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't need this coming back on me in the future. As Cinnamon Toast Crunch things, I would not.
Damn it, Kevin! You've created a new timeline in which just us three get turned into the fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch squares.
This is how the world ends, not with a bang, but with all three of us turning into Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Y'all thought Corona was a problem? You ain't even know, bro.
There's a new virus. If you don't wear your mask, you turn into Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay. Next up on the list, cornflakes.
S tier, no.
E? No.
F tier.
D? And the only reason I'm giving them D and not E is because they are perfect hazing materials for fraternities.
Yeah, but that just speaks to how awful they are.
I'll give them D. I would give them D, but the thing is they're not as bad as the ones on E tier. Like, cornflakes, they're not good by any means, but they're not bad.
They're nothing.
Well,
Cornflakes are
they're not
cardboard.
horrible.
Yeah, it's cardboard. It's
Actually,
gross.
yeah, no, put it in
I
E.
think
Put it in E.
It's not cardboard, it's cornflakes.
Put them in
It's
E.
gross. It's E.
E.
That should
E
be
at
their
best.
their motto.
All right. Reese's Puffs.
S.
tier.
I'd say S tier.
Dude, Reese's Puffs
I can
slap.
I will compromise for Reese's Puff in S tier if we can put Captain Crunch and Captain Crunch berries in S tier.
Okay, you know what? I'm willing to do
no
that.
questions asked. I will be completely fine with
I am willing to
Alright.
do that. I am willing to do that. For Reese's
Awesome,
Puffs.
alright.
For Reese's Puffs, I'm willing to do that.
Next up. Alright, so Captain Crunch and Reese's Puffs have been moved to the S tier.
Thank you for
Next
that.
up on the list, Raisin Bran.
E tier.
E.
Hell tier. Awful.
Hell.
tier.
Garbage
Awful.
cereal.
Garbage.
If you
Garbage
know,
awful tier.
60-year-old men who hate their life eat Raisin Bran. 60-year-old men who hate their life eat Raisin Bran.
My mom eats Raisin Bran, Kevin. Do you think my mom's a 60-year-old man? that
Yes,
eats-
point proven. I don't know what you want me to say, David.
Alright, and then
I'm
we're just
sorry.
gonna-
I love you, Miss Marshall. You're great.
You know her first name.
I forgot
it's
it.
Christine.
Christine. I love Christine. Christine and the kids. Oh, man.
And Dan.
Christine?
Dan.
Dan.
Okay.
Dan.
My mom, on the HBO Max, she saw that Dan was a profile. She's like, David, do you know who Dan is? And I was like, oh, I forgot to tell you.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna give backstory to the podcast listeners. So me, David, and Luke, we all hung out during high school, and we logged into David's HBO Max one day at our friend Neil's house because none of us had HBO Max at the time, and the profiles were, one was Christine and the other one was the kids, And we were like, yo, there needs to be a guy here. So we came up with Dan. And so Dan is this fictional guy that, it's Christine and the
You
kids
say
and
he's
Dan.
fictional. I think he's real. He's like a cryptid. He's like the Loch Ness monster.
He's
Yeah.
the Loch Ness. He's Nessie. He's the new
We-
Nessie.
He is the Loch Ness. He's not like it. He is the Loch Ness.
Jesus. Okay, what's next?
Hold on. I'm still trying to. I'm messing with the thing. Hold on.
Luke's speed on the tier list. Have to give him a D.
No.
No,
Um,
no. All right, so Raisin Bran was moved to Hell tier. Thank God.
So we
Raisin
created a
Bran?
new tier.
Yes, I have created Hell tier. All right.
Luke, the Lord of the Hell tier.
All right. And last but not least, Lucky Charms.
A solid B.
Agreed.
I'd say I would push for A.
You'd
I'd
push
say
for
low A, high B.
Lucky Charms are always better than you expect them to be.
Yes, but
They're
here's the
always
thing: if you
worse
get
than
a
I
bowl,
expected them to be.
Like
if you
they're-
get no, they're inconsistent. They're inconsistent, and what I mean by that is if you get a
They're
bowl with a bunch of marshmallows, it's fire. But if you get a bowl with very little marshmallows, it's awful.
Preach.
That's true. That's
So
true.
I will give it a B tier for inconsistency, but when it's consistent, it's really good.
Like
Yeah.
a good bowl of
Alright,
Lucky Charms is an A, but it's B. It's B.
But the thing is, you very rarely get a good bowl of Lucky Charms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so
Alright.
what about Booty Pops?
We're not.
Booty Pops.
We're not talking about booty pops, David.
Okay.
All
My
right.
bad.
Minecraft Creeper Crunch. No, I'm just.
S tier. No, Obama tier. That is an
Obama
Obama
tier.
tier cereal.
That is
Jeez,
that is
dude.
Obama tier.
Okay.
All right, but
What about
yes,
Fortnite
that-
Flakes?
Fortnite Flakes.
All right. So
All
let's
right.
move off of cereal now. We've been going for probably about 45 minutes. There's some stuff happened. It's kind of a rough estimate because I've had to cut some stuff. So I'm guessing we're at like a 46-minute mark, 48-minute or 46, 45-minute mark on the podcast.
You better hope.
I want to spend these last like 10 minutes or 15 minutes talking about something that is coming to a rise again as Corona is not necessarily dying down, but people are getting vaccinated. And that is concerts. Before Corona, my vice was concerts. I went to a concert at least once a month, especially during the summer. At least once a month. I love concerts. They are my favorite thing in the world. And Quinn 92 has had 3 concerts in Corona. One was in Charlotte, but he's doing these in smart ways. He's not just like packing a room full of people. He's doing drive-in concerts where he's like renting out huge parking lots, setting up his stage, and like everyone gets like their designated spot for their car and for their like group of people or whatever, and so it's like socially distanced and stuff, right? And he's had 3 of them. One was in Charlotte, one was in California, and I think one was in Virginia or South Carolina, maybe. But they are coming back. And in Florida, all right, down here in Florida, a lot of these people, they do not care about Corona. They think that it does not exist, all right? Like, straight up. So, there
It's like, damn.
are, like, low-key, like, I'm going to keep this a little low-key. There are people that perform shows, like, not huge, like, artists. Like, you're not getting a Justin Bieber performance down in Florida. But, like, EDM-wise, you're getting some pretty big DJs that are like, screw it, and still putting on like low-key shows at clubs. So I'm excited that concerts are coming back. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's a smart idea for them to come back.
I think if they can just give it like a bit, because like people are getting vaccinated like every day, like 2 million people a day based on like the CDC's estimates. So like that's only a matter of time before everyone has it in their system.
I think it's overall a good thing that concerts are starting up again, but I do think it is a bit too early. Because I mean, a lot of people are getting vaccinated, so the getting back to normal is we're well on the road to getting back to normal. And a part of that is concerts, because that's a big thing for a lot of people. I love concerts, and I see concerts and music festivals as like benchmarks throughout the year that I can look forward to, just to keep me motivated. But I mean, when COVID hit, all of the music festivals that I wanted to go to got canceled, so a lot of my motivation went with that. So now I think it's good that people are starting to have more things to look forward to, more social interaction, more, getting out of their house, but still in a safe way.
I feel you. David, do you have any thoughts? David, did you go to a lot of concerts before Corona?
No,
right?
I don't think I've ever been to one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I've been to the Wiggles though.
Did you go to the Travis Scott Fortnite concert?
I knew that was going to be brought up, and I want you to know I'm very disappointed. It's a great idea in concept. It is an amazing
It is a phenomenal concept.
As much as I dislike Fortnite, that was actually one of the coolest in-world events that has happened in video games.
Yeah, other games can try and do that, but
that I think was actually one of the things that inspired Bungie to start doing live events at the end of Destiny's seasons. Just like an in-game thing that happens in a social space that everyone can see at the same time. It's really cool. And I think I hope there's more that comes from that side of games.
So do you want a Travis Scott concert in Destiny? Is that what you want?
Hell yes, I do. That would be fucking awesome.
I want to see. Okay, I know I'm probably gonna get some hate for this. I don't like Travis Scott. I think his songs suck, but I want to go to a Travis Scott concert so bad because they are so lit.
Yeah, obviously I've never been to a Wiggles concert. But
I've never been a big fan of.
So hard.
Yeah, no, I've never been a big fan of Travis Scott, but his concerts do seem lit. I've sort of been to one. Travis Scott was at Firefly, I think, 2 years ago.
Wait, did you not go to the Fortnite concert?
No, I don't go on Fortnite.
Then you could have gone to a Travis Scott concert.
I mean, no, I've been to a Travis Scott concert. I just only spent 15 minutes there, and then I went on to a different concert.
Fair enough.
Music festivals, man.
Music festivals. Dude, I am super excited for music festivals to start coming back. I want to go the second Firefly comes back, I'm getting tickets for it. Even if I don't have friends to go with, I'm going by myself.
I'm definitely going.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Firefly is so fun. Oh my god.
I can't wait for movie theaters to come back.
Oh, movie theaters are back in Florida.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, they're back, but they're not they might be back in Florida, but here there's very limited availability.
Yeah.
You need to you can't just watch and be I'd like to see Avengers Endgame. You can't just do that.
Yeah, I doubt that a lot of movie theaters are gonna stay open.
Yeah, I doubt it. I think AMC either closed or they're the only big ones still operating. I know a lot have gone under, which sucks because seeing movies in a theater is a very surreal experience. It's a very definitive experience, especially if you're seeing movies like Endgame or anything big. They deserve to be seen on the large screen.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that is a wrap. I think we're done.
All right. Any last things you want to say about the week?
Raisin Bran, don't eat it.
Oh, I do. I have something. I want to shout out. Oh my gosh, who do I want to shout out? I'm opening up Instagram right now to find out who I want to shout out. Give me like 2 seconds.
Well, first of all, shout out David. His socials will be in the description if you want them to be.
Oh yes, David's Instagram will be down in the bio. So will be down in the description, not bio. So if any of you girls are looking for a young, suitable bachelor, who is
strapping
obviously
young
just
man.
such a cutie.
An amazing young lad.
Yes.
Okay, I found who I want to give a shout out to. I want to give a shout out to Marshall and Ariel. They got first and intermediate at the Florida tournament, and Pat and Thomas got second or third. They got third.
Marshall and Ariel.
Yeah, they got first and intermediate for my tournament on Saturday. Huge shout out to Alex, Drake, Trenton, and Christian. Alex and Drake got first. Trenton and Christian got third. And also shout out to Jace. He got third for expert. So
And
shout
how
out to, you know, my Florida round net people. You know? My spike ball.
Kev got
Sixth.
sixth.
I'm still so mad,
That's
dude.
my boy. That's my boy.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
All right. So that is all for this week's episode of the Daybreak podcast. Next week we are going to have one of my good friends, Drew, on the podcast, and we'll be talking about some more hot topics, world news, dramatic things,
As in,
stupid.
what he means by this is we haven't decided what we're going to talk about yet, and we will be figuring that out this week.
At all. We have not discussed it one single bit. But thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
All right.